Good day, everyone. Today I'm here at Monino Air Force Museum in Moscow Oblast. It is the biggest museum of aircraft in modern day Russia, mostly Soviet aircraft. And I'll be really discreet and really fast because I didn't do any research, I didn't do any homework, but I really wanted to show you some aircraft I love personally for some historical reasons, for some fun facts reasons, for some neat reasons. And so I will tell some facts to you about them, and I might be wrong in some parts because I've been outside for 2 hours now listening to guide. It's around 0 degrees Celsius and I'm bloody cold. So, and also my bus is leaving soon, so I need to be fast. So today I want to tell you about Soviet VTOL program of Yakovlev Bureau. So starting first, we have here the very first aircraft, Yak-36. The history is that it's late 50s. Everyone's were thinking that they want a mobile fighter which can take off from multiple locations, not only good paved roads, maybe take off from short runways, dirt runways, and also engage in maybe even from ships. Short deck ships, not aircraft carriers. And Yakovlev decides to take on, and generally Yakovlev, engineer, he was very adventurous person and very creative person, so he always took on different challenges. Some includes Chinook-like twin rotor helicopter, and others included vertical takeoff aircraft. And first testbed was Yak-36. This bird, it has 2 engines, which is unlike Yak-36, Yak-38, which we'll get later. 2 engines, each one support half of the aircraft. So you can see there's like a nozzle in here. Don't focus on my hand, focus on the nozzle. There's nozzle in here. There are also extra airflow nozzles in wingtips, like on Harrier, and some in the back. Around here, also that thing, it's not pitot, it's not to calculate any air parameters, airspeed. It's actually another nozzle for airflow. So we have 2 engines going into halves of the aircraft, and we have test bed. It had, I think, maybe 1 gun, maybe 2 guns. As you can see, there is 1 pylon on each wing, and it's not very good, to be honest. It was on the test bed, one of them crashed. We'll see later that this is basically classic with aircraft testing. One of the test beds crashed. Another one is not flying. It's used for test on strength of materials, test on durability, on resource, and 2 more fly and then go into museums. This is it's the only example in museums around the world. It's the only Yak-36 saved and showcased in exhibition. Somewhere in the world it is being, once again, Air Force Museum down under Moscow. So yeah, generally really interesting looking F-105 looking VTOL subsonic bird. It's like some super, if we call F-105 super catfish, it's like super som. Som is catfish in Russian. And then we go into further development. Yakov got more money, got more funding, and they also, Soviets got helicopter carriers, and then they would say we want also to have VTOL birds on these carriers. So this is Yak-36. It's 2 engines again, but this time it's special, this time around. That being that, forgive me, people, if I go up on the stairs, I can see, no, you can see, but basically there's 1 supporting engine and 1 main engine with 1 rotating nozzle in the back. So while flying, it would come next to the ship and slow down, and while entering hovering mode, where is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh, yes, there's, like you can see, 2 nozzles. It's being supported by 1 not afterburning engine, which is set somewhere like in here in the back. They'll rotate, and while we're entering hover, the hatch around here will open up, And second engine will activate. Less powerful engine, but a really important one for hover mode. There are also once again some pitot, some more nozzles for airflow in the wingtips, so you can yaw, rotate, don't flip. But actually, talking about the flipping, one of the most noticeable design decisions in the safety of the pilot. If you enter hover mode and Yak-38 would flip for more than 60 degrees, it would eject pilot automatically. Also, if one of the main engines, being front one or backwards one, fails, it will also automatically eject pilot. It was also C ship, which makes it 50% of, around 50% of the aircraft were lost in service due to malfunctions or pilot failures. Yes, where was I? Around 50% airframe loss due to safety regulations and malfunctions. Being that, there is one miscommunication. I'm going to release my friend Foxtrip. This one goes especially to you. You read it wrong. There is English Wikipedia tells it wrong. It's worded badly, but when you read Wikipedia in Russian, it's worded clearly that Yak-38 basic model couldn't take off vertically with wingtip pilots. You can see there's 2 on each wingtip, which makes it 4 hard points. It couldn't take off vertically from ship in high humidity. So it makes with full payload. It could take off all right and fine in high humidity. With short takeoff, it couldn't take off vertically with full payload, which carrier couldn't do also, and also F-35B can't take off physically with full payload of the ship. So it did fine in high humidity, just couldn't take off vertically in high humidity. So I wanted to make it clear, so one of my friends stops spreading misinformation online. This is Yak-38, once again, 2 turbines. This is Yak-38M. Main differences they made: landing gear more subtle and better positioned, so it doesn't flip that much on harsh landings, and also wings are folding. Same 4 hard points, same double engines, which are, you can see from, you can basically get the same composition of one main engine, which opts out for hover, and one swiveling engine in the back for. It's basically the same thing on F-35B, except it's not. 35B engine is afterburning, right? So what do they do? And also it's not 2 nozzles on the 2 sides, it's one big afterburning nozzle. It's, I believe the concept is called 3-bearing swiveling nozzle. And you know, Soviets did it too. That's Yak-141, my favorite VTOL aircraft, and one of the aircraft I really enjoy and adore. It's fucking terrible condition, but about that later. Basically, there is, once again, nozzles on the tips to control in hover mode. You can see the hatch here. One big main engine, one assisting engine for hover mode, and also swiveling engine in the back. 3-bearing swiveling, how's it called? 3-bearing swivel nozzle engine with afterburning in the back, so you can go supersonic. And what I want to say is that, as you can see, this aircraft is in terrible condition. The Russian Air Force museums will look more like American scrap yards and mortgages for aircraft. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's very saddening. I talked to one of the guides, and he thought, like, in the last 10 years they got funding for repair only once, and it was basically non-existing amount of money. Well, look what they did to my perfect boy. But yeah, if you're talking about more about Yak-141, it got developed in the late 80s, Soviet unit crumbled, they didn't have enough money in Yakovlev, and also one of test bed was created once again for strength tests and durability tests. Another test bed was created with only fixed landing gear, and 2 fixed test beds were fully like almost production ready aircraft. Then during storm, during vertical takeoff tests, one of the aircraft crashed on the deck of the ship, and funding was cut, and Yakovlev even tried to sell limited, as it says in American sources, limited test data and limited agent data to Lockheed and Boeing and someone else in America. I don't know. I think it was Lockheed who bought some limited test data, once again, quote. There is mythos online that basically 35B copied a lot of information from 141, including backwards, like once again, it's not two nozzles like on 38. It's not two nozzles on the back coming from one engine. It's one engine and one enormous nozzle, just like on 35. And there's, coming back to what I was talking about, there's mythos that say stolen data or bought data, basically Russians developed 35B. No, that's a lie. If we go into Patent Bureau of America, we can find that there was 3 bearing swiveling engine nozzle on somewhere in 60s, patented by I think Boeing or Lockheed. I will fact check it, but basically patents and test beds for such engines were already in America in 60s, and they emerged in 90s, and then in 19 something like 6 or 8 they bought more data from Yakovlev while developing 35B. So basically it helped, but it wasn't engine for F-35 wasn't developed or originally conceived by Russians, by Yakovlev, but Yakovlev was the first one to make flying bed which can go supersonic with such engine, with such engines composition. That's what I wanted to say on that topic. Yeah, that was basically Monino Air Force Museum. I'm fucking cold. I've been outside at 0 degrees for 2 hours in a row, and I'll be getting the fuck out of here because I'm bloody cold and I have homework and I have this video to publish to YouTube. I just wanted to make something small and cozy, yet unfortunately unstructured because I'm not very knowledgeable, and also I'm freezing, and when you're freezing you can't think good, you can compile your words well. But yeah, but overall I wanted to talk a bit about Soviet VTOL program and its ups and downs and its interesting models and its lovely models. Look what they did to my boy. They underfunded him even on the fucking display, and now he's rusty and ugly. Ah.